Welcome to Creamer Media's Polity. I'm Amy Witherden. I am at the Institute for Security Studies in Pretoria to meet with Bilkis Omar of the Crime and Justice Programme to discuss government's new tough-on-crime policy. Bilkis, what do you think is the effect of government's recent tough-on-crime pronouncements?
I think the pronouncements are necessary given the high levels of crime in the country, people's fear of crime, and also the level of violence associated in the commitment of the crimes. I also think that the pronouncements are positive because the previous government, and especially the Nationalist Commissioner, was very silent on this crime situation, and the government was also in denial about the crime situation in the country. I think government could have tempered the statements and communicated the message in a more responsible way. However, in the public domain, there are two groups of people. There are those that want to hear these tough statements because they take comfort from it. But then there are the other group who are afraid that the police are reverting to the old military, apartheid-style police and becoming too militarized.
What are the intentions behind this new harsh approach?
I think the intention is sound and I think it's justifiable. I just think the approach of government or of SAPS management is not correct.
Do you think that there is a need to amend the Criminal Procedure Act as suggested by politicians?
The Criminal Procedure Act, the amendment to the Criminal Procedure Act is in essence only putting ink to paper because the decision was endorsed in the Constitutional Court judgment in the Walters case in 2002. So basically it's just going to be clarifying the current act, and it's also going to be broadening the scope slightly.
Broadening the scope of police powers?
Yeah, the use of force.
Okay. There has been a lot of talk about changes being made to the South African Police Service, but are these changes being implemented effectively?
I think the police would firstly have to go, police members would have to go for shooting training. I think they need continuous in-service training, rigorous continuous in-service training on shooting and also street survival. I think SAPS management would have to supply them with protective gear in combat situations like bulletproof vests, which half the members don't have. I think there's a lot of ill discipline within the police and incompetence. I think those elements would have to be ironed out. I also think in implementing these changes you need strong oversight mechanisms, like within the SAPS there's the National Inspectorate that does oversight internally, and then externally you get the Secretariat for Safety and Security and you get the Independent Complaints Directorate. I think these bodies would have to be strengthened if you want to maintain the rule of law framework.